Hello, hello everyone. Thank you for joining. Stream will start shortly. As usual, just setting everything up. And shall we begin? Hello, hello, everybody. I really hope you're having a good day. Starting up their daily tech bot. Oh boy. I'm gonna risk it. Yeah, buddy. Max right there. That's what I'm calling it. Oh boy. What are the chances of it being 10,000 again with a 1? Like 1 down. Not very high. Oh boy. I'm gonna do... That's 11. That's 12. That one's more than 11. That one's more than 12. Oh no, I kind of want to risk it. Just to risk it. Still got 180. Always doing the middle one. Ugh. Why would you do that to me? Every time there's a 1 and a 2 in the same row, I have to pick it. Okay. I don't know why I was gonna, like, actually pay money to go to Gredonia. I can just, like, teleport for free. What was I thinking? What am I doing, you guys? Being weird. Oh yeah, I joined a free company on my other character, and so I briefly hopped on this character to join the free company on this character. That way later on, when we can do raids more easily and stuff. So it was just to save time. So they didn't have to worry about it later. It is good to see you again, Zia. By the aura you exude, it is plain you have grown further as a conjurer. The time has come for you to acquaint yourself with the third element of our art, water. For the first part of your lesson, you are to take this flask of pristine water and pour it at the foot of the hedge tree found near the hawthorn hut. The water's purity will draw forth the corrupted entity that is siphoning the tree's life force. Dispatch this being and then speak with Brother Jawson at the hawthorn hut. As you might expect, he is a conjurer with a fine ear for the murmurings of the brook and stream. Listen well to his advice, and you would learn to master the element of water. Hawthorn hut is past the central shroud. We want to take Blue Badger Gate. Catch a fancy chocobo. Which tree is over this way? I almost didn't see it. Well, that went by fast. It is because we are such a high level. And I forgot to do the quests. Greetings, Thea. Brother Isumi informed me of your coming. I assume it was you who performed the befouled water, who purified the befouled water at the hedge tree. The joyous bubbling of the elementals was a pleasure to hear. On behalf of both them and myself, I thank you. Now, without further ado, let us speak of that which Brother Isumi sent you here to learn. I trust you do not find it strange to be asked to tend to a tree when your lesson this day concerns the element of water. One need not have studied botany to realize that the forest requires more than rich soil to flourish. Water is essential for carrying the nutrients in the earth from a tree's roots all the way to the very tips of its leaves. This precious liquid is the lifeblood of the trellis wood. Without it, not would grow. But would it rise into great a volume, and too swiftly, the nourishing flow will become a crashing wave that washes away all before it. It is important to realize that all of nature is in balance. As Conjury derives its power from nature, we must take care not to use our art in a manner like to disrupt the state. Ever must we be mindful of the ceaseless tug of war embodied in creation, this fruitful stalemate of the elements. Brother Jocelyn, are you about? I am here, sir. What has transpired? A herd of antelope stags has gone berserk. I don't know what's got 'em so panicked. There's no calming 'em now. The mad beasts gored the soldiers sent to shepherd 'em away from civilian settlements, leaving us with a pail of wounded over at Jocelyn's Spire, and not enough hands to stanch the bleeding. We need a healer and fast. Curious, I sensed nothing amiss in the whisperings of the elementals. What could have frightened these antelopes so? Ah, apologies. I shall revisit these musings anon. Let us make haste. It matters. If matters are as chaotic as you say, I fear the number of injured may be rising as we speak. I doubt that we too will suffice. We must divide our forces. Sia travel straight away to Jocelyn's Spire and tend to the wounded. I shall endeavor to rally further healers and follow after you, bearing what restorative unguents I can. You, sir, head to Stillglade Fane and beseech the aid of Brother East and me. Who are a conjurer, you say? Praise Panoptica. Not you've come not a moment too soon. Sounds like yet more wounded have just been carried in. Pray offer them what aid you can. Yes, I can breathe again, thank you. These folk are out of danger for the present, but I fear our reprieve shall be brief. The battle with the stags yet rages, and there are reports of yet more wounded. I bid you join the wood whalers and help put an end to this. Seek them just off the road that leads to the northwest, and do not worry, my art should be sufficient to prevent matters from worsening here. Now go. Hello, Perk. Welcome back in. Good to see you back. Let's see. My Wednesday is going well. Come to lend a hand, have you? Quickly, the fight is this way. I hope yours is going well, Perk. Conjurer, your aid. And now I must keep everybody alive. Miss, I'm fine. Don't mind me. Pray tell me what that we are not too late. Filthy, what have you done? I forbade you from using such methods. Guildmaster, I will not see you repeat your mother's mistakes. My mother never did anything wrong. Zia, may I ask that you follow her, please? I fear my presence will only serve to provoke her further. She cannot have gone far in her weakened state. I don't understand. When I try to cast spells, nothing happens. When I reach for my power, there's just nothing there. Is this what the Guildmaster was trying to warn me about? He said I was repeating my mother's mistakes. The same thing happened to her, losing her magic, I mean, and then she. Am I going to die? This can't be happening. I didn't think. Please, I need to be alone. Well, Zia, you have returned at last. Were you able to speak with Sylphie? I see. I once taught you that conjurers harness the power of nature that we might bring about change. Earth, wind, water, healing. The principle is no different. For the art of mending, we draw on the boundless life force of nature and bestow it upon the wounded. Sylphie has never sought to borrow from that bounty. Her power to heal stems from her own life force. The vital energies of mortals are, however, finite, and now that which I have most feared has come to pass. Her mothers unwittingly took her own life through the continued use of her healing skills, and Sylphie's aptitude for the art is, if anything, even greater. Thus, it is not unexpected that she should reach the limits of her strength at a much earlier age. If we do not intervene, this terrible tragedy will be repeated, and I, for one, could not bear to see the child suffer the same fate as her mother. I shall think on a solution to this dark dilemma. It may be that I will have need of your assistance in the future, Zia. Do not doubt your abilities. You are a conjurer who has passed the trials of earth, wind, and water. You grow closer to nature with every passing day. I sense within you the seeds of greatness. In your encounter with water, you learned its role as a bringer of life, but you also felt the implacable power of a surging wave as it swept you along in its path. Like earth and wind and nature at large, the element of water is possessed of more than one aspect. Having completed the third lesson, I am satisfied that you have mastered the fundamentals of conjuring. Yet this is but the beginning of your journey. Henceforth, you must strive to attune yourself ever more closely to the elements and to nature. Greetings, Zia. You radiate the confidence of conjurer who neglects not her study of the elements. I confess I have no lesson for you to learn this day. Instead, I would ask that you aid me in the education of another. Yes, I speak of Sylphie. After no small amount of prompting bordering on coercion, the child has finally promised to attempt to embrace the forces of nature. But I am afraid the matter is not so easily resolved. Sylphie has never attempted to learn the basic offensive spells that you and most other conjurers mastered before first venturing into the wild. As such, she is ill equipped to undertake the rituals which furnished you and your peers with an understanding of the elements. Put simply, she is no match for the tainted spirits of nature. But if a more capable conjurer were to accompany her and purify the corruption in her stead, it may yet serve to impress upon her the power of the forces at work. I bid you take her on a pilgrimage around the 12th wood and give her the opportunity to witness these confrontations firsthand. Earth, wind, water. She must know them all. Show her the majesty and primal curiosity of nature. As it was with you, let earth be her first lesson. Filthy awaits you at the bent branch meadows. Pray forgive my presumption, but I thought it best to send her on ahead while her conviction remains strong. Once you have located the patch of corrupted soil at Bed Bridge, draw forth the tainted sprite, and let her witness the struggle that ensues. May the elementals aid you in this endeavor, Zia. I'm just tripping over words today. Struggle is real. No, it is Central Shroud. Right? Yeah, okay. I think I made a mistake. Oops. I totally did make a mistake. Up there, isn't it? I remember now. Oh, I wasn't scared. I was just a little startled, that's all. It was as if a mass of solid wrath had erupted from the ground. I've never felt anything like. I mean, never mind. We have to head to the Bannock next. Let's get this over with. Feeling a weird way, I guess, but it works. Oops. Gods! The wind blew straight through me. I felt both gentle and sharp at the same time. I can't explain it. This is something you can conjure? Let's be on our way. The last one is at Lilystone. Dove. Why despair? Oh, I mean, sometimes they're dying around you. Okay, yes, technically. The lake is so beautiful. I never noticed how clearly the sky is reflecting in its surface. I never noticed. Let's head back. I'm ready to speak with the guildmaster now. Brain flatlined for a moment. Ugh, today is a day. Welcome back, my avid conjurers. How fared you in your encounter with the elements? Sylphie, what did you sense as Zia cleansed the sources of corruption? It's hard to explain. It was like hearing voices crying out in joy. And I felt their happiness wash over me. The world seemed sharper, more alive. It was almost as if nature were speaking to me. But why, brother Isumi, why did my mother teach me to avoid this side of conjuring? What was she so afraid of? There are certain truths that hide behind the mask of our words, and there is much that your mother did not tell you. But you needn't seek all the answers at once, Sylvie. Even now, your mind founders amid a sudden inundation of awareness. The first time we connect with nature can be a wonderful but disorienting experience. I suggest you allow yourself some time to adjust to this new perspective. Yes, Guildmaster. You have my gratitude, Zia. Thanks to you, Sophie has taken a most important step. You heard her mention voices crying out in joy, did you not? It appears the mother's gift has been passed on to the daughter. Such sensitivity is not something one can achieve through meditation and training, but a blessing that only a few fortunate chosen receive. And as you have no doubt surmised, Sophie's mother was one such person. His misunderstanding of that blessing, however, was that led her down such a tragic path. We cannot allow Sophie's astonishing talents to consume her in the same manner. But we mustn't get ahead of ourselves. The girl has barely awoken to her potential. And for that potential to be fully realized, her support is yet needed. I suspect she failed to mention that the promise of your involvement in her lessons was the reason for her change of heart. You underestimate the impression of your quiet determination has made on young Sophie. If modesty prevents you from acknowledging your own good deed, consider this task a part of your training. For conjurers are healers of wounds, be they physical or otherwise. Walk with her on her journey, Zia, and together explore the myriad mysteries of nature. Welcome, Zia. The tales of your deeds reach me even here in the cloistered heart of still glade Flame. Glad I am that you have come, for I ask your assistance in the matter of the delicacy. It concerns, yes, young Sylvie once again. As you can no doubt imagine, the recent revelations concerning her mother have sorely troubled the poor child. It appears Sophie needed some time alone to sort through the whirlwind of emotions which now beset her. She has in short fled from the guild. Fortunately, a party of conjurers who are dispatched in the South Shroud to investigate some instance of corruption sent word that they have spotted our wayward Sophie. Considering the importance of our mission, I would not seek to distract the conjurers from their task. Thus, I turn to you to escort Sophie back here to the guild. You are, I believe, one of the few people to whom she will listen. Pray travel to Basseron's Druthers and speak with Wolfie. She was the conjurer who first chanced upon Sophie, and will be able to tell you more of how the young lady fares. Oops. Not unlocked yet. Well then. Lots of running around, you guys. The music of the chocobo isn't that bad. Very upbeat. Oh, is that so, Dove? We meet again, Zia. I assume Brother Isumi warned you of the corruption my companions and I have been tasked with purifying here in the South Shroud. The source of this extensive light is found to the southeast. The shrill, discordant voices of the elementals shriek their dismay in the vicinity of the withered tree. I suggest you give the area a wide berth. Considering the potential dangers, you might have imagined how alarmed I was to discover young Sylvie wandering about this part of the Twelves Wood. It seems that her mother, a woman who healed with Conjury but remained untrained by the guild, called this region her home. Sylvie herself had her head buried in some manner of a tome, but if she is as sensitive to the elemental's murmurings as I am led to believe, then the din inside her mind must be driving her to distraction. Pray speak with the child and see that she is well. I would do so myself if our current duty were not so pressing. We will, in fact, be setting out at any moment. Thea, I should have known that both of you would tattle on me, and Brother Isumi sent you to take me back, didn't he? This is where my mother used to live, right up until she passed on. Both were grateful for the healing she offered. And this is the journal she used to keep. There's an entry that explains how nature becomes furious when conjurers use their art. How there are always more people wounded in battles when mortals abuse the power that is not theirs to take. My mother refused to draw on nature because she was scared of making it angry. She wouldn't lie about such things, and I want to do what she would have wanted. I'm going to stop using Conjury altogether. Ugh, I've never heard the voices this mad before. I bet it's because Wolfie and the others are overusing their art. I have to go and stop them. That's stupid, Dove. That's too broad. Well, it's aimed at more than that. They should just leave it alone. Anyway. Gods, it's so loud. Can you hear it? Nature is shrieking in rage. Kind of like how we're shrieking in rage. Or how Dove is shrieking in rage. I can't believe nature actually helped us. There was nothing scary about it at all. I might still wonder if it really was safe for conjurers to borrow that power if I hadn't seen the way you wield it. Nothing could seem more natural. I think it's time I went back to the guild. There are a few things I need to collect first, so please go on ahead without me. Oh, Peachy. What was I doing? Okay. Dove, you're supposed to be chilling and relaxing, not stressing. Welcome back, Zia. You also, Sylvie. Brother Isumi, I'm sorry I ran away like that. I understand, child. Did you find the answers you sought? Yes, thanks to Zia. She showed me that nature was nothing to be afraid of. I think I know why my mother refused to call upon its power. She believed the act caused suffering to nature itself. I see. So it was her very love of nature that prevented her from drawing on its strength. Tell me, Sylphie, has the fog of indecision now lifted from your mind? It has, Guildmaster. I understand now why my mother chose the path that she did. Full glad am I here to hear that, for I must ask of you one more question. Yes, Brother Isumi. When you first witnessed Zia cleanse a corrupted element, you mentioned hearing voices. How exactly did they sound? The voices? Well, they sounded joyful, like a crowd, letting out a sudden cheer. I really heard them, I swear. I am sure you did, Sylvie. This is a gift. Conjurers may sense the power of nature and borrow from its strength, but not all can hear its whispers. What you describe are the voices of the elementals. You may very well possess the talent to become a hearer. A hearer? Of course, much relies on your studies of conjury. You have a natural aptitude, but have thus far lacked commitment. You must not neglect your training, Sylvie. Putting aside such matters for a moment, I am curious to hear about the disturbance you observed in the South Shroud, Zia. I assume from the reports I have received that it was of a different magnitude from to those which you have previously encountered. Am I correct? This bodes ill. The creatures known as mud pies are not native to Trollswood. I wonder what relation this may have to the seemingly ever increasing frequency of these disturbances. Something beyond the damage wrought by the calamity afflicts the Twelvewood. I shall commune with the elementals and seek to identify this threat. Thea, Sylphie, I may have need of you both before long. Until then, give yourselves over to the study of our art. Ever shall the earth meet your footfall and the wind guide your path. I should probably start grabbing gear. Taylor. Welcome in, Raiders. We're just having some Conjury fun. Sounds good, Taylor. Well, I am not level 30 yet, so can't complete that quest, so... back to main storyline, I guess. Aye, the ferry docks at the base of this hill will carry you across the lake to the east shroud. Once you're ashore, head due east and you shall find the Hawthorne Hut without much trouble. I mean... oh, it's out of service? Lady told me it wasn't out of service, though. That's okay, though. Welcome. Thank you for the lurk. Where's the Hawthorne hut? Did I pass it? No, I just went the wrong way, apparently. Oh, you guys. Oh. Indeed, I am a Maylane of the Twin Adder. I understand you are here to learn of the Sylphs, yes. For all their whimsy, are a they are a weary lot, particularly since the Empire has come to the Shroud. Earn their trust, however, and they are as friendly as any folk. They have their quirks, but so do we all, no? Would you know more? You'd do well to speak with the master of this hut, Rolf. He has forgotten more about the sylphs than I'll ever know. Come to learn a thing or two about the sylphs, have you? I'll tell you one thing. They're a particular folk. How peculiar you peculiar folk. How peculiar you ask? Well, just let me tell you. They're beg pardon, friend. My memory is just not what it used to be. I've seen much and more in my adventuring days, and it's all a clutter in my noggin now. Though I've shared my stories with those around the hut before. You might have more luck with them. The sylphs, yes. Father's told me his stories plenty of times. But I've always found more captivating is how their concept of etiquette is almost completely alien to our own. You do best not to underestimate them on account of their childlike looks, lest your face light up with a mess of glyphs, squiggles, and chocobo scratches. Teehee. The quickest way to a quiver woman's heart might be through her stomach, but don't ever think of trying to foist your foodstuffs on a sylph. They sustain themselves simply by bathing in the sun, or so Rolf once told me. The sylphs? Inveterate tricksters and troublemakers, that's what they are. One day they're drawing mournful faces on their masks, and the next they're sending our young sentries falling to the bottom of a ravine. Tell them to stop and they'll just laugh at you. Rolf claims they harbor no ill will, but I dare say such pranks are no laughing matter. Oh, of course, of course. Hearing your stories, well, my stories, has brought the stories flooding back to me. I feel like dancing. Yes, nothing brings people together quite like a little toe tapping. A sylph told me long ago that dancing is a time-honored greeting among their kind. You do well to remember this. It just may help with win the favor of our forest friends. Oh, still here, eh? Great. There's one more thing you should know about the sylphs. They don't take kindly to guests who show up empty-handed. To earn their trust, you do well to bring along a drat. What was it again? And my wife Rosa and I were just speaking of the matter not days ago. Forgive me, friend. Speak to Rosa at the comb. Her memory should prove more reliable than my own. And off we go again. A peace offering for the sylphs? Were it anyone else, I'd recommend a jar of honey, but I fear that wouldn't get you past their front doorstep. Dear, no, their tastes run more to the unusual. Are you perchance familiar with milkroot? That's what we call the root of the most fiendish seedkin, the ochu. When chewed, it exudes a cloudy liquid that's said to induce curious visions in the imbiber. You'd not catch me dead trying the stuff, but the sylphs seem to enjoy it to no end. I've not seen an ochu around the comb in quite some time, but I did encounter a suspicious clump of grass the other day. Were you to stimulate it somehow, some of the ember syrup, for example, you might be surprised what comes out. Good luck. And we'll do the manticoras over here too, while we're at it. Just to cut back on some of the hunting log. Ah, you're back. Was my wife able to direct you to a suitable offering? Milk root, but of course. Those self quaff that cloudy stuff as quick as I do a flagon of mead. The effect's just about the same as well. And he wrote a gift of milk root will have the sylphs calling you friend and sister the moment they lay eyes on it. Now let me wrap it up for you. I'm starting to feel a bit woozy. I've taken the liberty of wrapping your milk root well and good. This should keep it nice and fresh, not to mention spare you from that god's awful stench. The sylphs love the stuff, but me, I'd rather bury my nose in chocobo dung. I dare say the reek even rivals the breath of the mortal to put an end to my adventuring days. But I can tell you that story another time. You've much more important matters to attend to today, yes. Sylphs are an eccentric bunch, but I've shared their company enough to know they're kind at heart. They'll not shun one whose intentions are true. May your parley be a fruitful one, friend, and do stop by on your return. There's a flagon of full flower mead with your name on it, if you'd regale me with your adventuring tales. Ah, and afore I forget, don't go traipsing off just yet. Ameline here would have a word with you. Travel in safety, friend, and do pass along my regards to the winged ones. It's good to see your knowledge of the sylphic culture has matured. I see no reason to delay your mission any further. Upon your arrival at Little Solstice, seek out a young sylph by the name of Camuctio. He has served as an intermediary between our peoples on many an occasion and has the close ear of his tribe's elder. I see that Hawthorne has furnished you with some of that malodorous root the sylphs so adore. I have something of a far greater import for you to deliver, a missive from the elder seedseer herself. To summarize the letter's contents in brief, it vouches for the integrity of our envoy, that would be you, and restates Gridania's desire to maintain a harmonious relationship with our long-standing friends of the forest. The war with the Ixal has taken a toll on our resources. We can ill afford to get mired in another conflict. I need not impress upon you any further the importance of this mission. May the 12 see you return with good tidings. Walking one is not familiar to this one. This one does not trust strange walking ones. Strange dancing ones might be a different story, but this one expects no such thing. Walking one should go home and leave this one be. This one would welcome walking one who moves like these ones. If walking one would talk to this one will answer. This one is a busy one, so walking one should speak with quick tongue. Walking one would bring gift to this one. Walking one is most kind. Walking one brings milk root. Milk root fills this one with great joy. This one gives thanks, gives many, many things. Walking one carries message for elder. This one will deliver the message to elder one. Walking one should not worry. Hello, we're envoys from Gridania, and we're here to treat with your people. And we come to pay our respects to your elder and to learn from him more of your Lord Ruma. Who are these ones, these walking ones from Gridania? Walking one became a dancing one and brought milk root, but walking one tricks this one. This one does not like tricks. This one will speak no more. Elder one is busy. Walking ones should go home. Go home, you say, but the sylphs of Little Solace have always welcomed Gridanian envoys with open wings. The letter carried by Zia here is an oath of peace penned by the elder Seetsier herself. Still you would refuse us? This one's reasons are no business of walking ones. Elder one has no words for Gridania. Walking ones waste everyone's time. Well, I never turned away at the gates. Whatever did we do to deserve such a rude welcome? Was Zia's jig insufficiently jiggy? I'm as baffled as you, but something tells me recent events have our erstwhile fluttery friends feeling uncommonly weary. It would seem we've no choice but to ask around and see how we might earn their trust. Ugh. Hey Thea, are you in the mood for dancing? That's right, dancing. You went through all that trouble to learn the sylph's traditional greeting, but you've greeted hardly any of them. Why, if I were a sylph, I'd be beside myself with delight to see an adventurer expressing an interest in my culture. Me, of course, I'd be happy to join. Ow, ow! There go those bloody leg cramps of mine acting up again. I think she's making excuses. This one is weaving cloth. Walking one should know more, would know more. This one does not trust walking ones who do not show respect. Walking one would be a friend to these ones. This one is overjoyed, but this one keeps the way of weaving a secret. Even if walking ones learned the secret, walking one would not weave in the same way. Ooh, walking one knows Jolly Dance. Jolly Dance fills this one with good cheer. Let these two be friends. Ah, Walking One is a friend to these ones, friendly, like gracious elder, one of Forest City, knows how to dance into these ones' hearts. Thea, would you like to hear the good news or the better news? The good news is that your lovely dancing has brought smiles and high spirits to all of Little Solace. The better news, while I'm thoroughly recovered from those accursed leg cramps, onward to our next adventure. Yeah, as an adventurer, you're no stranger to helping distressed folk, I'd wager. Tales of good deeds are quick to spread. The adventurer who comes to the aid of the local populace can go from stranger to hero overnight. No doubt you see what I'm getting at. The sylphs who make their home in Little Solace do so having been driven from their woodland home. Surely they have their fair share of troubles. Seeking out troubled sylphs and see what might be done to ease their worries. A sound plan, would you not say? That said, the sylphs are not known to share their worries with outsiders. You would be better off inquiring with your Amedia of the Gridonians who reside here. She is most likely to be privy to the sylphs' troubles. Praise be to the elementals. I cannot express how happy I am to see an adventurer with a truly gentle heart. The sylphs of Little Solace are sorely in need of aid. Pray hear me out. Being a temporary settlement, Little Solace wants for amenities, not least a stout set of defenses. Sequentially, beasts from realms around here are free to wander in and terrorize the hapless residents. Dizzes, gorlins, and galnats that roam these parts are especially troublesome, but flying one of each should serve as a warning to the rest. Furthermore, perhaps you should gather 3 brownie bushes as well. They play an important role in Sylphic culture. I do not claim to know the details. And what with such feral beasts prowling the forest, they are not easy to come by. When you are done with deeds, seek out Camuxio. He is slow to warm to outsiders, but your good intentions will not be lost on him. My own experience speaks to this. That was pretty quick. Dancing one is still here. Dancing one can dance all day. This one's trust is not easily earned. Dancing one brings brownie bushes for this one. This one can dye thread once more. This one is pleased. Dancing one kills bitey buzzy one. This one hates bitey buzzy ones. Dancing one is kind, too kind. Many walking ones come to these ones' abode, but few are friendly like dancing one. Perhaps this one was wrong not to trust dancing one after all. This one asked dancing one for forgiveness. This one has have many troubles since walking one has came to our abode. This one must be careful, always careful. But dancing one is not like other walking ones. This one can trust dancing one. This one would ask dancing one for help. Strange walking ones with bodies of steel come to home from these ones. This one thinks steel ones come from Empire. Oh no. One moment, you guys. Okay. Where Empire goes, many living ones become dead ones. Trees fall and bushes burn. This one's home is in danger. Danger. This one begs of dancing one to help this one no more. Dancing one is friends with this one and walking ones, yes. Dancing one must speak to this one's here and walking ones in hut house and find more out. This one has bad feeling. This one fears steel ones are after something, but this one should speak no more. Go dancing one. This one depends on kindness of dancing one. Strange steel walking ones? Yes, this one has been. Steel walking ones carry big boxes. Maybe walking ones hunt for shiny treasure. This one likes treasure. Shush, shush, this one says. Steel walking ones are scary, like touched ones. This one hates scary, and scary ones have scary friends. Men clad in strange armor? Why, now that you mention it, I did see some suspicious types of late. They could gather deep in the forest. I simply assumed they were adventurers. Here's some types clad head to toe in steel, you say? Imperial soldiers, no doubt. I couldn't tell you what they're plotting, but I'm sure it's nothing good. This one is happy to see Dancing One's return. What did Dancing One learn? This one sees. Still walking ones come from Empire, carry boxes, and go walking deep, deep through trees. And as this one thought, still walking ones are up to nasty, no good things. This one knows forest well. Still walking ones try to hide, but this one will find them. This one would borrow Dancing One's map. This one makes mark right here. This is where still ones hide. This one knows. Dancing One will go looking for still ones, yes. And I guess deal with them. That's what he wants me to do. Dancing one is back. This one breathed a sigh of relief. This one was worried. Dancing one found something. Dancing one found paper inside a box. This is message from Empire. This one can read walking one's symbols. Message paper has names of food and rocks. Food and rocks were inside box, this one knows. But this one does not understand. Food and rocks mentioned all come from home of these ones. How do steel walking ones know to find them? Is there sneaking ones hiding behind this one's wings? Snooping one selling secrets to steel walking ones? This one fears for this one's home, but dancing one has helped this one much today. Dancing one must promise to always be friend to these ones. Helpful one arrives at a good time. This one needs help. Helpful one's help. One of these ones, named Cloxio, ventured outside Little Solace alone. Alone is unsafe. Helpful one must find Cloxio. Cloxio struck west after leaving the settlement. Hurry before Cloxio ends up in the belly of a beastly one. And I think that's it for today, guys. If I'm remembering the schedule.
Can you keep me first so I can put caps?
I think we're gonna call it for today. And then we will continue on Friday. Because my voice from going super hard these last couple of days is just out of it. And I am, yeah, I have some stuff to do on my other character. But for dailies and stuff. Thank you guys so much for joining and being a part of today's stream. And I will see you guys next time.